Tyrese, I guess, what's kind of the biggest lesson you can take from this one?
I think we played hard, like really, really hard. Messed up on some game plan mistakes, but otherwise we played really, really hard and got to make shots. I mean, I shot the ball horribly and, it shows, but I think we played really hard. Other than the game plan mistakes, a couple of them, we got to cut them out. We got to make shots and keep executing our stuff.
It felt like you got a lot of really good looks. Just kind of the ball just didn't drop. Do you kind of feel the same way, like for yourself?
Yeah, it was one of those nights. Honestly, just like a couple of layups that I normally make, a couple of floaters, a couple of wide open threes. But I can live with that. I mean, I can live with that. I know that would happen less than often, just because of the work. But I'm okay with it, and I'll bounce back, and we'll bounce back as a team.
Did you feel like your experience last year as the number one guy helped, helped tonight in some ways?
Yeah, I feel like it did. I mean, I got good looks. Like for the most part, I got some shots that I liked. It just didn't fall, and I missed a couple of layups that I normally make. But yeah, I mean, it helped a lot. I just kind of know how to pick my spots. I think today, next game, I got to slow down and sometimes see how defense is playing me. And a couple of times I could have, instead of drove in there, I could have stopped and kind of got some middies and kind of kicked out for open shooters, which I feel like I did a little bit more in the second half.
Do you feel like it was just a matter of shots not falling, or the other two guys weren't playing? Were you pressing a little bit, trying to do too much?
I wouldn't say I was pressing. I'd say more being ultra aggressive, and I will agree with that. I feel like I played a little bit too fast. You know what I mean? I know Nurse wants me to play fast, just before the defense loads up or whatever. But I played a little bit too fast. There was a couple of times where I could have gotten there and took my time on layups, where I missed, I feel like. And then a couple of times, I did in the second half a little bit better when I got into the paint and kicked out and guys made threes or missed threes or got over shots. So I'll be better. I'm not worried about that, but I'll definitely be better.
What did you think of your first regular season game with Caleb and with Gershon? I guess what stood out about each guy?
I think they were both really good. I mean, they played, their tails off. Caleb was out there talking, talking extra. Gershon guarded a lot of different guys. Today, Giannis, Brooke, I mean, he did amazing, and we think we can build off that. And I think we will.
Something Nick talked about was that you felt you guys went at Brook Lopez too much. Is that a result of just being too aggressive like you were talking about?
Right, yeah, I agree. I think so. I mean, there's a couple of times where I feel like I went in there and challenged them when I didn't have to, especially because I created enough space off ball screens where I could have shot a three or I could have gotten the lane and passed it. But, I think I felt like he's right, man. I went in there and I was challenging. And just because, you have that attack mindset and you want to be ultra aggressive. So he's right about that.
Tyrese, is there kind of like that already, same feeling? Joe's out. You guys don't overall.
What feeling?
When he's not there, you guys don't play well. Overall.
We played one game.
I know.
So it's not. I'm not about to sit here and say that just because Joe was out, that he played bad. I mean, yes, we did not win the game, which is the ultimate the goal. But we've been without Joe all preseason, all training camp for the most part. He's been ramping up. So we have to go out there and execute what we worked on. I mean, it's not just this team is not us winning. It can't be solely on Joel and B. It just can't. That's not. There's no championship team out there that is solely if Joel doesn't play and if we lose every single game like that, then we can't win like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like tonight we got to make shots and we got to keep playing the right way. And I think we'll be better. I'll definitely be better. So I'm not gonna worry about that.
How do you feel about for years we've been talking about physicality but getting contact, but not necessarily getting calls. I don't necessarily want to focus on the not getting calls, but more so, how do you adapt at that point? Trying to force their hand, show the contact, or do you move on and try something else?
It's more about myself. Stop trying to force them and show them the contact. I had a lot of different things in my arsenal. I had a couple middies that I made. I had a couple floors that I made. Use my entire arsenal. I think today, like you said, I had that mindset of, look, I want to show that I'm getting fouled, but you can't play like that. You can't have that mindset. You have to adapt to the situation, adapt to the game, and that's what I would do.
There's a lot of moving pieces. How do you feel about the overall chemistry of the unit tonight, integrating all the different players in?
Right. It's definitely game one. You can kind of tell. I mean, guys are amped up, including myself. Extremely happy to go out there and play against a different team. But yeah, I think guys, played their role. I mean, Caleb was pretty good. Gershon was really good. And then the guys, Eric got a couple of looks at it, and KJ played well too. So it's like you got to go out there and execute a lot better, execute the game plan, and then score the ball better.
You mentioned earlier your arsenal. I'm curious about in the first quarter, late first quarter, it looked like you went to the post intentionally. You had Dame on your back. You knocked the ball out of your hands, but you never went back to the post. I'm just curious, like, is that working in the post or the mid post? Is that something that you worked on?
It's more of just like, which I did do today, and I'll have to do a better job of it in games to come. It's more of like just scoring or trying to be aggressive without using as much energy, being at the top all the time, especially if Joel or PG is not playing. Because I'm going to be a high-minute guy, and that's what I condition to do. But you want to be able to conserve some of that energy and always attacking from the top, always going downhill with the defense looking at you. It makes it become difficult. So those are a few things that I worked on. And again, like I said, they didn't show tonight. Of course, I shot poorly and played poorly overall, but I'll definitely be better.
You mentioned the connection that
That's
you and
what I
Andre had when you guys first played together.
Right.
Did it feel like you kind of jumping right back into it in this game?
Right. I mean, yeah, we jumped back into it a little bit. It was kind of my fault a couple of times where I think I rushed on the screens where I could have let him set more for me. And we talked about it, and I told him, like, listen, there was a couple of times, too, where I wanted him to stay down and dunker, just because my goal was if Brook Lopez comes over and I can't pass it to you, I can get the ball on the rim and you can go rebound it and dunk it in. So I did that a couple of times, too. But, yeah, I mean, I think the chemistry's there. And, again, I'll be a lot better. And I'll find him a little bit more. He does a lot for us, man. So rebounds the ball extremely hard, so we got to be able to find ways to get him a couple of dunks and a couple of layups.
Thanks, Reese.